marketers. Debra Eckerling here.
And I'm Keith Smith, and we host the MPN Meta Marketing Show, which is not just another marketing podcast, but the marketing podcast about all the other marketing podcasts.
Podcasts are booming, right? We love them, and people actually listen. They don't scroll, they don't swipe, well, except maybe during the ad breaks.
But here's the secret. With the Marketing Podcast Network, your ads don't make people hit skip. We put your brand on shows that people actually want to hear.
That's right. We match your message with podcasts that make marketing nerds like us perk up and take notes, or at least nod knowingly, pretending they understand.
And don't worry, because we'll deliver your ad naturally. People might even think that we love your brand personally, which of course we totally do, unless it's a veggie smoothie, then maybe not.
If you want your brand heard without making listeners roll their eyes,
head to marketingpodcasts.net and catch marketing fans at work, rest, and play. Seriously, your audience is already listening. Make sure they hear your brand and not our awkward jokes.
Join the conversation, because good ads shouldn't just be tolerated, they should be enjoyed.
Yes!
Welcome, everyone. I'm Debra Eckerling, author, goal strategist, and book proposal specialist, and this is the Book Proposal Podcast. This week's question is one I get a lot. People ask me all the time, why publish traditionally? I say, if you're using your book to establish yourself as the authority you are, if you want to get it in front of as many people as possible, start by sending a proposal to agents and publishers and try to get a traditional book deal. You can always do self or hybrid as your backup plan. I've done both. I self-published my first 2 books as ebooks. This was Purple Pencil Adventures and Write on Blogging. And I did that mostly because I was coaching authors and wanted the experience of being a published author. My second 2, Your Goal Guide and 52 Secrets for Goal Setting and Goal Getting, are traditionally published. I always have book proposals in progress, projects that I'm excited about doing, and I want them to get as much exposure as possible. So I am sending it to my agent with publishers in mind. So the advice I'm sharing is the same approach I use for me and how I advise my book proposal clients. And most of them do take their work and start by going the agent route. That being said, I have worked with people who've gone with self-publishing and hybrid, not that many, and with varying results. So one was a self-publishing success story, and she was writing a nonfiction novella-length work, and the plan was to use it for client development. We worked together on development. She had one idea, and I gave her some thoughts, and she was able to put it into something that she was really proud of, and it served its purpose. Another one of my clients went a hybrid for Memoir Plus and jumped when the hybrid publisher expressed interest, but then was disappointed by the shoddy work they had outsourced the editing to. He did not have a book he was proud of, which defeats the purpose of having a book. I believe that unless you've got an urgent need to get your book out there as quickly as possible, it is worth your while to submit your proposal to agents or to publishing companies that take unsolicited manuscripts. Yes, you may make less money, but money is not the main goal for most authors. It's more about thought leadership, client development, sharing experiences, and methodology. Being known for the thing that you do and getting your words in the hands of people who need to read them. Traditionally published books tend to be done more professionally. You also don't need to deal with things like cover art, formatting, production, and distribution. You get an assigned editor, usually also a copy editor, and at least some PR and marketing support. Remember, no matter how you publish, there is a certain amount of marketing you're going to have to do yourself. And yes, you can hire out for that and or engage a hybrid publisher to do all the things. But the biggest difference is when you go traditional, your publisher absorbs the cost. When you self-publish or go hybrid, you have to pay for all the things that go into crafting and distributing a professional-looking product. And before deciding what route to take, you really need to think about what is the most important outcome for you. Are you looking at speed? This is self-publish. Credibility? Go traditional. A hybrid is a little best of both worlds, but it is still an investment. If you go self or hybrid, Remember to do your due diligence before spending the money. Get referrals, get references, and see what else the people who are helping you have done so you know what they can create for you. No matter what you decide, you need a book proposal. It's going to help you write the book and make a plan to market it. And again, I say start going the traditional route. You can always self-publish, but why would you start there? And although I am clearly pro-traditional publishing, I will address reasons to self-publish or go hybrid in a little bit more detail in future episodes. Thank you for tuning in. Please follow, subscribe, and join me every week. And let's turn your idea into a plan and your plan into a book so your book can get into the hands of those who need to read it. Do you have a question about book proposals? Email me, deb@thedebmethod.com. Connect with me on LinkedIn and follow @thedebmethod for more resources and tips to get you excited about planning and achieving your book publishing goals. And you can learn more at bookproposalpodcast.com.
You may know you're listening to this show along the Marketing Podcast Network, but did you know there are other great shows on MPN to help your business? Robbie Samuels hosts the On the Schmooze podcast. Robbie, tell listeners what to expect from the show.
Since 2015, I've interviewed entrepreneurs who overcame challenges to achieve success in their field or industry. Tune in to On the Schmooze to listen as I ask deep questions to elicit untold stories about leadership and networking.
And where can people subscribe?
Find the show at ontheschmooze.com or on marketingpodcast.net, or just search for it wherever you get your podcasts.
You heard them. Go subscribe. This podcast is heard along the Marketing Podcast Network. For more great marketing podcasts, visit marketingpodcasts.net.